Hello, I'm Eric.
And I'm Melissa.
And today we're going to do our 2020 annual report.
Year in review.
Year in review. I always like doing these videos because it gives us a chance to look back at the year and see how far we've come in in our hobby, in our video gaming hobby.
How much more stuff we've accumulated?
There's that part of it, sure. In fact, let's start with that.
Okay.
I always like to start with the collection because then I can get the graphs out of the way. For people who don't like graphs, I don't know. I guess there are people that are like that. Let's see here. So, the collection. Well, I think we all know 2020 was a tough year.
Eek. Yes.
Tough year all around, and the collection is definitely was affected, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had a very small growth this year. In fact, 2020 is the smallest percentage growth we've seen since before we were going to expos.
Wow.
So clearly expos have a big impact.
Well,
because in years when we don't go to expos,
we don't get a lot.
The growth this year was 4%.
Oh my goodness.
4%. That's still 114 games.
Okay.
I've been redoing my spreadsheet all year, and of course when you do that you find data entry errors. You probably introduce new errors. At one point I thought I was above 3,000 games. Turns out, based on the current math, I'm not. I'm at 2965. I think some things were getting double counted or things were getting counted incorrectly, but we still haven't crossed the 3,000 threshold.
Okay.
What else is there to say?
There's always goals.
There's goals. Yeah, we'll probably cross it in 2021, assuming there aren't any more errors. 2,965 games, 114 new games, 4% growth, down from 7% last year, almost half the growth.
Yeah.
So, still, we did get some stuff. There was actually some really good stuff we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I've been doing in recent years is I've also been looking at the system which grew the most, the one that was the most popular.
Can I guess?
Yes, go ahead.
Atari.
Anybody who's been watching our videos for the year knows that I've still been buying Atari games. We went to one expo last year. I bought Atari games there. That was almost all I bought.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a bunch of stuff on eBay, or bought on eBay. The Atari collection hit a milestone. We crossed 200 games.
Wow.
Or I should say we crossed 200 collection items.
Okay.
This is one of the changes I made. I'm starting to track collection items. So variants actually count as different collection items. Especially with Atari, I might have 2 or 3 copies of the same game in different forms. Anyway, 234 cartridges, I suppose. We crossed that 200 boundary. The growth was 23%, so way higher than average.
Yeah.
But less than last year, which was at 51% growth.
Okay.
We're at 23%. And I don't know if this was true last year or not, but the Atari 2600 is now the 3rd largest library I have, behind the NES, which is 2nd, and the Xbox 360, which is a runaway, if you count digital, a runaway 1st place.
Okay.
So the Atari definitely grew the most. Yeah.
See what happens this year, though.
We'll see what happens this year. So not having the expos really put a damper on our acquisitions. But the collection is still in really good shape.
Okay.
All right. That is it for the graphs.
Oh.
The fun stuff.
That's it?
Where are my notes?
Okay. Okay.
So the next thing we want to talk about is our participation in the community.
Yes.
And of course, we are big members of
the Cartridge Club.
Cartridge Club. Right. Right. So, what happened this year with the Cartridge Club?
So usually there are various expos in different parts of the country, in Canada, and Cartridge Club members tend to go to these expos and meet up, and none of that happened.
None of that happened.
And unfortunately, then too, we have started the like summer, usually a summer get together, right?
Yeah.
And
Cartridge Club
Cartridge Club Con,
yeah,
C3,
Cartridge Club Con,
yes.
C3.
And that was to happen at PRGE.
That would have been awesome.
Which was going to be awesome. And unfortunately, that didn't happen either.
All canceled.
So, we haven't seen our Cartridge Club friends in a long time.
And frenemies.
Sure, and frenemies. And so, you know,
we haven't seen them in over a year. Last June,
bummer. Yeah.
June 2019.
Yeah.
So, we haven't been traveling. All the expos were canceled. C3 was canceled.
The only expo we went to was in January, and it wasn't really even an expo. They call it a swap meet. So.
And that's where our littlest got sick halfway through, and we had to leave.
Right. So we didn't even get the full
I don't even know if I made it 2 rounds.
Yeah.
No. I bought like 7 Atari games, and that was it.
Yep.
All right, but we did have, what? There was one thing that happens every year, virtually.
We do a CC live stream to raise funds for the children's hospitals in Halifax. So we still
Extra Life.
Extra Life.
Yeah.
Yes, Extra Life for kids. So we still got to do that, which was nice. What was it, like 52 hours or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's about 52.
I can't remember. It goes like Friday afternoon till Sunday afternoon. And several of us streamed, and we raised a bunch of money. We beat our goal again.
I think so. Although I don't remember the total.
Yeah, and so we had a great time.
2,000-ish, something,
That was
right?
that was a great way to end, because that's in December, so it's a great way to end the year.
Yep.
All together, doing that.
So yeah, once again, the Cartridge Club came together, raised some money for sick kids, and we participated.
Yes.
And that was about it for that. But the Cartridge Club does do game playthroughs every month, game of the month, right?
Yep.
And so we participated in a little bit of that.
We started
off the year. You and I hosted.
That's correct.
The January game of the month.
Which was Sega. We start off the year correct with Sega. And we did Castle of Illusion, Mickey Mouse Castle of Illusion. So we played through that. I played the Genesis version, right? And
Yeah. And I played it a little bit. And I played the Master System. There's a Master System version, sure.
Yeah. And so we had a great time hosting that.
We had Ramvox and Miles, Flock of Nerds from Flock Talk on.
Yes.
And we talked about Castle of Illusion, so that was a lot of fun. But there are more games we participated in throughout the year. Not all of them. You want to go down the list?
Sure, let's do it.
In March, there was Ori and the Blind Forest. I actually played that.
Yes, you did.
Ocarina of Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. I played that one too. First time I've ever played that. And they invited me on the podcast.
Nice.
To talk about it. So I was on that podcast. That was fun. In June, Gears of War 2018.
That's right.
What happened?
Well, I wanted to play through that. And you have already played it. And
no, I haven't played 2018.
Oh, you didn't play that one. Okay.
I mixed up the games. Gears of War.
Okay.
Yeah, we started playing it.
So we played it together.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know a lot of people love it, and it was okay. But
it was all right.
I wasn't like into it, so
yeah, I played that.
We let that go.
We played the remastered version co-op, and I've already played it. So I was confusing it with a later game. The next game we played, September, was God of War
2018.
All right, so what happened with God of War?
So I played that one.
Yeah.
It took me a while. But I played it, and I really liked it. And you are playing a different God of War, and I really want you to play the 2018 one. But I know you got to get some time in between.
I got to play, I need some.
I'm hoping that maybe by the end of this year, 2021, you'll.
So she's digging it. She wants me to play.
Yeah.
All right.
And
then I played in October. I started Parasite Eve.
That's right.
Actually finished it in January. Have never played that one either, but I really enjoyed it. And that's what I love about the Cartridge Club, right? They have me play or inspire me to play these games that have been on my backlog. It's like, well, I may as well play it when everybody else is playing it, even though it takes me 3 times as long.
Right.
I still play them. Some of the other games we missed out on: Bloodborne, Undertale, Yoshi's Island, Witcher 3, Banjo-Kazooie, Life is Strange. I would have played all of those if I could play games faster.
Yes.
So that was it for the Prime games. The portable games, well, we lost portable this year. Curtis Decided to retire from doing the portable. We went through May, which I think was the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He did Mario on the phones, Zelda Link Between Worlds, March Madness LCD games, Mega Man 5, and the last one was Fire Emblem on the Game Boy. At least that's where I played it, and I only played it partially.
Yeah.
Lost Steam halfway through on that one, and then that was the end in May. So we did pretty good. Maybe a third of the games. Maybe not quite a third. All right, and then there is a new section. Well, it's not new. It's new to me.
Yeah.
They've been around for a while. Quick Save Club. This is PC games.
PC.
We don't play PC games. We missed every single one of these. Thief, Vampire.
We played it like the first season.
We played Monkey Island. They had us on for that. But Thief, Vampire the Masquerade, Duke Nukem 3D. Okay, I might have played that. Terraria, Antichamber, Fallout New Vegas. Another one I probably would have maybe played. Torchlight 2. That's another one I hear good things about. But we didn't participate in any of those. We barely play, 3 games a year?
Yeah.
So we did participate. I was on a podcast. We hosted a podcast. I was on a podcast. So that was pretty good. And you were actually on a Cartridge Club.
On another Cartridge Club podcast.
Adjacent podcast.
The STC podcast.
The venerable.
Yes, with Bill and Joe.
Bill and Joe. Joe and Bill.
Joe and Bill. And so I was on that in December. I had contracted COVID-19.
Oh, boy.
I know. In December. It was pretty unbelievable. And so about a week afterwards, I went on to tell my story. And so,
that's right. You told your story. So,
yes.
If you want to hear the story
right.
firsthand.
December.
From Mrs. MacLeod.
I was on December, I can't remember, it was like the 9th or 10th.
Well, I think the title of the podcast
has my name in it.
Has your name,
Yep.
yeah.
So I was on there to talk to them. It was good to talk to them. So.
Yep. All right. Anything else in the community? That was it. It was kind of a slow year all around because everybody was stuck at home, right?
Everyone was stuck at home, yep. No visiting.
All right. So now we get into the actual, I guess, game part of video gaming. Okay. We're going to talk about the pickups, our favorite pickups. It was a slow year, but that doesn't mean we didn't have good stuff.
Yes, that's right.
How do you want to do this? You want to do yours and mine? Yours first, mine? We never sort this out ahead of time. Just tell us about your stuff.
All right, fine. I'll just tell us. Okay, so everything is kind of the same for me that I picked up all year. Right?
Yeah.
So it was throughout the year. There was a new Animal Crossing game. And it's funny because I wasn't really, I was interested in it, but I was like, okay, I'll get that. But I wasn't, psyched for it. And then I got psyched for it.
Then, yeah, you got pulled in big time.
You know, it's always in my Switch.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I even bought a Switch. Oops, no, I put it down here. I even bought a Switch.
That's what started it.
Yes.
You walked into a Target.
Walked into a Target.
They had it.
And they had it. We didn't do a pre-order because I was like, and then I was like, oh, I kind of want it. And then walked in the Target. They had it, and I got it.
And they've been re-releasing them too. So.
They had an Animal Crossing Switch. I bought an Animal Crossing Switch. So yeah, so I got
that came out a week or so before the game.
Yes. And then I got the game.
Yeah.
And I got the little journal that came with it.
Nice.
Then I wanted a little, protective case for travel because I thought maybe we'd travel again, but we haven't. But I still got the case.
No, we haven't traveled. That's right.
Right.
No traveling.
So, should I keep going?
Yeah, go for it.
Everything.
It's all Animal Crossing.
All right,
yeah,
it's all
just
Animal
go
Crossing.
for it.
And then I got Isabelle, the Super Smash Brothers one, which I didn't have. And then our good friends, Hodge and Pell, his wife, they do 3D printing and got me a couple
Look at
fossils. They're so cute. And they
3D printed fossils.
Yeah, they're like little containers. So then
very nice.
I know, that's very nice. Then there was a loot box that I got from Target
Ooh,
too.
Boy,
Target was my friend this year, so yeah, it came with a whole bunch of stuff: calendar, blanket, another journal. It's different than this one, believe it or not. and some cozy socks, sticky notes, stress ball, and a little cinch sack.
Nice.
Those were my awesome pickups.
All Animal Crossing. Yeah, and I should mention that Animal Crossing has invaded the family so much that we actually own it twice.
Yes.
Physical. So that the girls and Melissa can play simultaneously to what? Visit each other's islands, share. We got 2 Switches, we got 2 copies of the game.
We can't visit family otherwise, so we'll visit each other on our Animal Crossing islands.
Good point. All right.
What you got?
Oh, I forgot to bring up these things. Do you want to talk about these? Let me do some, and then you can talk about these if you want. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I had my tastes are a little more varied. I had a couple of things I liked this year. I'm going to start with what's on top. I was able to complete. Now I know I'm showing a UGC case, but I have it complete in box. My Space Megaforce for the Super Nintendo. I had the cartridge in box. I got the manual this year. I've been looking for it on and off for 20 years. Finally grabbed it. Had enough money sitting around on eBay that I grabbed it. Let me do one more. I'll mention these. We talked about Atari. I got some really nice Atari pickups. I got a bunch of bundles, and one of them came in Atari Junior. I love this little guy. He's so compact. Works really well. Cartridges snap in real nice. This is my preferred way to play Atari games right now, even though I grew up with the 6-switcher. Just love having this Atari Junior. Finally got one after many years. And in addition, I got, as a gift, I've been collecting the Atari Force comics, and I decided I would do them complete in box. There are 5 games that came with Atari comics, Phoenix being one of them, and I was gifted a complete in box copy of Phoenix. Also a really great game from friends of ours. So 2 really nice additions to the Atari collection. The standouts of the year. Okay, do you want to mention any of these, either of these? Okay.
Well, I can also, that's true, I did get 2 other games. So, Streets of Rage 4, we kind of got that together.
We got the, we got the special edition, right?
Yes. Go ahead. Well, we played Streets of Rage before, of course, with Sega. Streets of Rage 2. We sometimes make cinnamon rolls before we play, and then we call them Streets of Rage rules.
Streets of Rage.
So, so we got the Streets of Rage 4, played that together, and that was a lot of fun. And then also we got Wonder Boy. The Dragon's Trap. That was a game that you've played before, and the remake came out. And we had gotten it for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then the Cartridge Club was going to play it. And so then I said, well, what about on the Switch? Does it come on the Switch? And you said, oh, it does. And so then there was a physical copy on the Switch.
Yeah.
And I said, well, let's get that too.
Yeah.
So we got that this year. And I was able to play through that.
Yeah. Both kind of related to limited run, although the Wonder Boy version we got wasn't.
No.
It was by another publisher, but it's also physical. Yeah. 2 old Sega. Well, Streets of Rage 4 is new. Okay.
Well, Streets of Rage is 4.
Sega-ish.
Yeah.
Games on a Nintendo platform. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, and then the last 2 things I want to mention are, I'll mention this guy.
Ooh.
I got an import. It's always a good time when I get a new Sega Master System game. Master of Darkness is one of the best ones. It's an import. I've been going after some of the imports, and I grabbed this off eBay too because I had some money. So really glad to finally have a physical version of Master of Darkness in the collection. And then the last thing I want to mention is I pulled the trigger on the Mega SG. The adapters that allow you to use the different Sega cartridges were re-released. And so when those were re-released, I ordered them and went ahead and ordered the console with it. And it's really nice. I really like having these FPGA based. This is the only one I've got so far, but I'm impressed with the quality of these FPGA based systems. So those are my favorite pickups of 2020. It was a good year. We got some nice items to.
Well, yeah. I mean, you went for some higher quality items because of eBay. Because that's where
because I was selling,
stuck buying things,
Everything went crazy because everybody's stuck at home. All the prices went way up. So I started selling, and then I started buying.
Yep.
All right, so that's it for pickups. You want to talk about games played?
Sure.
We're going to do our top 3 games we played, which is like 60% or more of the games we played. Can we even do a top 5? No, but we probably.
I can't.
All right, top 3. You want to start? Or you want me to start?
You start.
All right, I will start with my number 3. I hadn't previously ranked these. I just rank them. I'm going to rank Parasite Eve, my number 3 game of the year. Really enjoyed that one. Took me a little while to get started with it, but then I hit my stride with the game, and then I blasted through quite a bit of it in a couple of days. Finished it up. I haven't gone back to replay with the new Game Plus or whatever it's called, but really glad to have finally played PlayStation Classic Parasite Eve. Thank you, Cartridge Club. It is my number 3 game I played this year.
Okay. So my number 3 game is gonna be a game that I actually have. That's one of my long plays.
Oh yeah.
Polykill used to say, super long play, really. It's Octopath Traveler.
Yep.
So still enjoying that game. I think part of me is also kind of like, oh man, it's almost over. And I don't want it to be over yet.
Oh, is that right? Boy, I've never felt that way. I always want the game to be over.
Yeah. So I'm still on to that.
All right. My number 2. This game challenged me. It made me question. Well, it made me question and then answer my abilities as a gamer, and I've come to the conclusion that I was never very good, and I'm worse than I thought I was. And that game is Ori and the Blind Forest. Was this one of the Cartridge Club games?
Club game too.
I played this game. I probably finished it after the month was over. That game was hard for me, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I always like those kinds of games. The platforming was a little bit, above my skill level, but I persevered. Death. Finally got it. But really enjoyed it. Haven't played the sequel. Too scared. But Ori and the Blind Forest, the first one, was a beautiful game, and it is my number 2 game.
Okay.
I played in 2020.
All right. I'm gonna say.
How are you gonna pick?
I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna pick.
Just then don't. Then say they're tied for first.
All right. So I'm gonna do God of War as my number 2.
Okay.
Okay.
2018.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I haven't played the other God of War games, and they said you didn't really need to jump into this one. So I did. I jumped into it. Both feet in, and I really enjoyed it. And I would say that, it was, I played it on easy, but it was tough, but, it was good. So I really had a good time getting through it. There's, I finished it, but there's, there's still, collectibles you can do and stuff. So
yeah.
I'm going to go back and finish that, too.
Really?
I think so.
Well, I'm tempted to start it. All right, and then my number 1 game of the year is some people's number 1 game of all time.
Ooh.
First time playing it for me, that is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64. I played it for the club. I was on the podcast, so I was motivated to finish it. But I wouldn't have needed that motivation. Fantastic game. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. And the Cartridge Club is playing another game.
They are.
Another Zelda game coming up in April, and I am now thoroughly looking forward to starting that one.
That'll be good.
Do we mention it? It's already been revealed, right?
Yeah, it has been, yeah.
So the next game is going to be The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. The next game,
a game that I thoroughly enjoyed as well.
So looking forward to playing that, but I absolutely enjoyed my time with Ocarina, making it the number 1 game I played in 2020.
All right, well, my number 1 game, if you haven't already guessed it, is Animal Crossing. So, I don't know what to say. Like I said, I was like, oh, another Animal Crossing, okay, it'll be good, same stuff, but it's different. And it's good, and you want to keep going, and you want to keep playing, you want to play daily, and do all the stuff. And I'm still, trying to fix up my house and fix up my world, and there's so many things that I haven't done. Nope. Keep going.
Every week you're buying turnips and selling.
Every week I'm buying and selling turnips, yep.
All right. Your number 1 game of 2020, and a lot of people got into Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Well, it helps when you were at home, and it's like, well, I can do this all day.
That's right. All right. So we have gone through the entire year, at least in terms of video gaming.
Okay. Wow.
Anything else to add about 2020 or predictions about 2021?
I don't know. 2021, I think I'll still be playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe I'll get through Octopath. Maybe I should finish that finally.
That'd be good. So maybe I could play.
Yeah, you're not gonna play that game.
No, probably not. All right. All right. Well, let's hope.
Anything?
I don't know. No, I hope we'll see how the collection does. It's starting off as a slow year because we're still in this pandemic. The normal expos that would have occurred in January, the swap meets, did not occur.
Nope.
There's still the word out on some of the expos is questionable. So
Yes.
we're just not sure what's going to happen. But
hopefully.
maybe we'll use the year to catch up on our backlogs as opposed to add to them.
That would be good.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So it should prove to be another interesting year as 2020 was. But
sure.
I think we made the best of it. We
did.
Pretty good year.
Yeah.
Not too shabby. We need to play more games.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, is that it?
That's it.
All right, that'll do it for 2020
for us.
annual report.
Yes. If you enjoyed the video, like us and subscribe.